Alrighty, this weekend, the 28th to the 31st of March, is the Safari Rally in Kenya. This is the third round of the World Rally Championship this year, and it will be the fourth running of the Safari Rally since it joined the championship again in 2021. We'll start off by having a look back at those three rallies. So in 2021 it was won by Sebastian Ogier, 2022 Kalle Rovanperä, and 2023 Ogier again. Now Ogier is not going to be here this weekend, so Kalle is the only previous winner of this rally who is going to be in Kenya, which gives his chances at a win pretty high. Starting with Rally 1, we've got 9 cars entered, which is pretty much average what we've had, with 3 cars for each manufacturer. Hyundai obviously have their 2 full-time drivers, Thierry Neuville and Oyt Tanak. They will be joined this weekend by Esa-Pekka Lappi, who is fresh off of his win in Sweden last time out. Toyota also have their 2 full-time drivers, Elvin Evans and Takamoto Katsuta, who will be joined alongside the 2-time reigning world champion and 2022 Safari Rally winner Kalle Rovanperä. And then last team, Ford, will be running 3 cars this year, for the first time this year, running 3 cars, with the gentleman driver Jordan Soterides joining their 2 full-time drivers, Adrian Formeau and Gregoire Munster. More on the field we've got this weekend. Rally 2 is the largest field we've seen in the Safari Rally in the 4 years we've had it. There are 13 cars registered to score points in the WRC2 class. I won't be able to go through all of these drivers because I don't have time, but I'll go through some of the notable ones, the ones you might have heard of, or at least if you haven't heard of them, you probably should have. We'll start with the hottest property in Rally 2 at the moment, who is Oliver Solberg. The young Swede is a phenomenal rally driver who in the last round of the WRC in Sweden absolutely ran away with the win in the Rally 2 class. And we'll get on to predictions in a minute, but it's his to lose. I'll get that over and done with. Next in Rally 2, we've also got Gus Greensmith, who is starting his WRC2 campaign here in Kenya for the year. This year he's going to be trying to do one better than he did last year, at the end of the year. Last year he was second place in the championship. This year he's going to be trying to get first. But Oliver Solberg will be also trying to get first. Another one of the top Rally 2 drivers is Keitan Kejtanovic, who finished 5th overall in WRC2 last year and won this rally both last year and the year before in the Rally 2 category. So this year he'll be looking to make it 3 in a row in the WRC2 category, but it will be much harder this year for him due to the huge amount of competition that there is this year. The driver who is carrying Kenya's home hopes of a win is Carl Tundo. The 50-year-old has actually won the Safari Rally 5 times overall, in between its time being a WRC round. I'm not sure he'll be able to add to that 5 this weekend. He's in a slightly dated R5 car, and I doubt he has the speed of either Solberg or Greensmith. But he's certainly got the experience, so if we have tough conditions, we could see him doing really well. But he'll more than likely be the top placed Kenyan driver. Some of the other notable drivers we've got in WRC2 is Diego Dominguez, who is in his first WRC event in a Rally 2 car, having driven the whole of last year in a Rally 3 car, I believe. We also have Nicholas Cheemin, I'm not sure, in his first Safari Rally. And the last Rally 2 driver that I'm going to mention is Charles Munster, who is actually Gregoire Munster's younger brother, and he will be competing in his first World Rally Championship event. Alright, we're going to get into predictions now. I'll start with Rally 1. there's no different way of saying this. I think Calero and Perez are going to win. He's the only previous winner in the field. He is rested, relaxed from his time off, doing a part-time season. He's a 2-time world champion with no pressure, nothing to prove and nothing to lose. I think he'll just, as long as the conditions are easy, he's just going to sail away. That's what I think. Second, I think Thierry Neuville's going to come second. While he has retired from 2 of the last 3 Safari rallies, neither of these were his fault. Both mechanical, I believe. Or no, one was mechanical, one was he was disqualified. The one he did finish was 5th, which is respectable, but not what he wants. However, this year his eyes are on the championship. There's no Calero and Pera and no Ogier, so he is in line for the championship. He's been really strong in the first 2 rallies, winning in Monte Carlo, not winning in Sweden, but that's alright. And I think he'll drive really well this weekend, but not good enough to beat Calais. But he doesn't really need to risk beating Calais, because he could make a mistake and then his whole rally's over. But he doesn't need to beat Calais, because if Calais scores more points than him, it doesn't matter, because he's not going to be in line for the championship. All he has to do is outscore Elvin Evans and Oitanak. That's really all he needs to do, and that will get him closer to his championship. I think to round out the podium is going to be Takamoto Katsuta. He has a really good record at the Safari Rally, having got 2 podiums in the 3 rallies since it came back onto the calendar. And last year he didn't get a podium, but he came 4th, so he was pretty close. And last time out in Sweden he could have won if he hadn't got off the road. So I think a podium here in Kenya is very reasonable. It is a very reasonable result, as long as he doesn't crash like he did last year in Shakedown. Now we'll move on to Rally 2 predictions. I said before, I think Oliver Solberg, it's his to lose. He won the last rally in Sweden in the WRC2 category, and all of his performances last year made him really hot property for a drive in Rally 1 this year, which he didn't end up getting, but that'll be his goal next year. And the rallies, it's still got a small entry list in Rally 2 compared to the European events. So he's not got a huge amount of competition in that regard. So I think it'll be pretty easy pickings for him. Second, I think Gus Greensmith. He's a really strong driver. He has got good speed, he's pretty consistent, and he doesn't really make huge amount of mistakes. But I don't think he has the sheer outright speed that Ollie has. But I think he'll do enough to come second. A close second, I'd say. Not too distant, but he'll come second. Third, Keitan Katanovic. He's won the previous 2 years, but I don't think he has the speed to beat either Greensmith or Solberg. But he has the experience, which may shoot him further up, but I think third on outright speed and, just speed, he'll come third. We'll see how those predictions go. I'll have a look after the rally, I'll do another video then, see what happened. I'll probably get most of them wrong, but it's a bit of fun. Now, I said a few videos ago that it's not really my favourite rally this previous years, because a small entry field means there's not very much competition, it's a bit boring. But this year I think it's going to be different. We have a huge field in Rally 2 compared to other years, which will mean there's a lot of competition. And also we've got a very open championship in the top class. So everyone's trying to fight for a championship. And we're most likely this year, as long as Tanak doesn't win the championship, we're going to have a debut world champion, which is really exciting. So we've got these 2, Elvin Evans and Thierry Neuville, fighting for their debut championships, which makes all the rallies even more interesting. And yeah, with the amount of WRC2 cars, it means that Rally 2 can continue to hold its own against the top class as far as a entertainment point of view goes. That is really what's holding Rally together at the moment, in my opinion. Rally 2 is more entertaining than Rally 1. at the moment, in my opinion. Hopefully next year that changes and it's a bit more even. But at the moment, Rally 2 is more exciting. That's why I'm really excited for this year's Safari Rally. One thing that I have always been a fan with at the Safari Rally is the conditions. They're really unpredictable. We either have a huge amount of dust or a huge amount of mud. There's not really much between that. It's either mud or dust, as I've shown on the thumbnail of this video. Overall, the conditions of this rally are much tougher than anything we've seen in the calendar. We'll have a day of mud or dust. We'll have a day of rocks and rough and solid ground. We might have mud. Who knows? I don't know what the weather's going to be like. Yeah, this abundance of really fine dust called fesh. When it rains, this really fine dust turns into really thick mud, which makes it also so much more interesting. I think for the entertainment, I hope it rains because it'll be far more entertaining. The drivers will not be hoping it rains because it makes their lives a lot harder and a lot less predictable. But yeah, I hope you really enjoy this rally. I think it'll be good. Hopefully it's a bit interesting like we had in Sweden last time out. Really, really unpredictable conditions, you couldn't guess what was going to happen next. I thought I'd just add the photo on the right of the thumbnail. While it doesn't look like a rally car, that is actually a rally car in Kenya in the mud, which shows how muddy it can get. As far as I can find, there's Juha Kankkunen in 1993 edition of the Safari Rally. So maybe if it's raining, we'll see something like that again, which would be really cool. Alright, thank you.